Vincent van Gogh. Vincent van Gogh was born in Holland. Vincent van Gogh was born in Holland, the son of a pastor. He brought up in a religious environment. His earliest years were spent as a quiet child with little or no attention spent on art or artistic qualities. Between 1860 and 1880, he had worked as a clerk in a bookstore, an art salesman, and a preacher. In 1881, he went to Belgium to study art, determined to provide happiness to others by creating beauty. Many of his earliest pieces were of peasant life, which could be credited to his work with the miners while he was a preacher. Still life with cabbage and clogs. Oil and paper on panel, December 1881. Vincent soon became passionate about becoming a famous drawer of figures, and continued to practice his newly developed skills. The Potato Eaters. Oil and canvas, April 1885. In 1885, he enrolled in an academy in Belgium where he discovered the art of Peter Paul Rubens and various Japanese artists. Both of these factors would greatly affect Vincent's style in art. Two peasant women digging potatoes. Oil and canvas on panel, August 1885. By early 1886, he had moved to Paris, France to live with his brother Theo. Here Vincent was exposed to modern art from the Impressionists. The Impressionist painters were famous for their use of light and color without a lot of detail. Vincent quickly dropped the dark colors he had previously used and began using brighter colors, and also began experimenting with these new techniques. The Pont du Carrousel in the Louvre. Oil and canvas, June 1886. While in Paris, Vincent met other artists. He became friends with artist Paul Gauguin and hoped that his new friends would join him to create a school of art, which Gauguin later did. View of Arles with irises in the foreground. Oil and canvas, May 1888. Vincent began painting sunflowers to decorate Gauguin's bedroom. These sunflowers would later become one of Vincent's most famous pieces. Still life, vase with 15 sunflowers. Oil and canvas, August 1888. In 1888, Vincent started suffering from mental illness. In one episode, he physically threatened his friend Gauguin. Later that day, Vincent returned to their house and cut off his ear. Vincent was temporarily hospitalized and released to find Gauguin leaving town, ending Vincent's dream of an artistic community. Self-portrait with bandaged ear and pipe. Oil and canvas, January 1889. Later that year, he returned to the hospital. He painted The Starry Night at that time, which remains his most popular work and one of the most influential pieces in history. The swirling lines of the sky may represent his confused mind at that time. The same style is visible in all of his work during his time in the hospital. The Starry Night. Oil and canvas, June 1889. Vincent left the hospital in 1890. He continued working and created a number of pieces, nearly one painting a day. In spite of his great creativity, Vincent was very disappointed with his life. His mental illness did not allow him to really enjoy his artistic talent. He died later that year. The church at Auvers. Oil and canvas, June 1890. Between 1881 and 1890, Vincent painted almost 900 paintings. Since his death, he has become one of the most famous painters in the world. Vincent's paintings have captured the minds and hearts of millions.